Hello everyone, and a very good morning to all of you on this monthly sadhana session day. Um, so before Swamiji starts, uh, we will we will do the invocation. Let's chant 3 times Omkar, right? And then we'll do the Om Sahana Vavatu, followed by Guru Stotram. Hmm? Om. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्याप्य यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यशाश्वतशान्तो व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढ तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च ज्ञापनं सारसम्पदः गुरोपादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मन्नाथ श्रीजगन्नाथ मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरुः मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरो परमदैवतं गुरो परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव Tvameva vidya dravinam Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Tvameva sarvam gurudeva deva. Hariom once again to this monthly sadhana session day. I'm sure all of you are waiting for Swamiji's session, the second in the text that Swamiji is following now. So without further ado, I request the IT team to bring Swamiji up. Yeah.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parampara. Hari Om. Last month, we started to see a beautiful work of Sri Vidyaranyam, the Durvasana Pratikara Dashakam. How can we remove all kinds of bad vasanas from our life and then make our life a great success, not only materially, but also spiritually? So that is the Vishaya of this work. And then we have actually read the first verse and then some ideas also with the thought flow. First, we will chant the shloka. I will chant, please repeat. And then we will see the meaning. Pratir Vaidika Karmataha Tadanusad Vedanta Sanchintaya Paschad Bharata Moksha Dharma Mananad Vasishtha Ramayanad Sayam Bhagavatartha Tattva Kadhaya Ratro Nididhyasanad Kalo Gacchatu Nah Sharira Bharanam Prarabdha Kandharpitam. We'll chant together. Pratarvaidika karmata tadanusat vedanta sanchintaya paschad bharata moksha dharma mananad vasishtha ramayanad sayam bhagavatartha tattva kadhaya ratro nididhyasanat Kalo gacchatu nasharira bharanam prarabdha kandharpitam. Another version is also there, prarabdha kantarpitam. Yet another verse is there, prarabdha karmarpitam. So these are all different versions of the shloka. Now we will see the meaning of this. So, in this Durvasana Pratikara Dashakam, the Vishaya is how to remove the Durvasana. And also, how can we, how we should live, how we should, and what are the things we should remove from our life, what are the things we should do in our life. Both are there in the sadhana. Yad kartavyam, yad akartavyam. That we should remove, that we should not do, and that what we should do. Both are there in this beautiful work. As a spiritual sadhaka, how we should live, and what are the things we should be careful to remove. These are the two things we are this work is dealing with. So first is about nitya karma. How should be our ideal day? Some days can be different, but generally, how we should live our life. Says prataha. Morning when we get up, vaidika karmataha. According to our ashrama, according to our status. So whether we are a brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, Veda tells us how to live a life, an ideal life. So Vaidika karma, so we karmani, where we are supposed to do the Sandhya Vandanam, Ishvara Pujanam. We should do Tarpana. We are supposed to do the Panchamaha. If I'm a Grihastha, and then Panchamaha Yajna Deva Pujanam, Rishi Pujanam, and Pidra Tarpanam, Pidra Pujanam. Then there is Nra Yajna, there is Bhuta Yajna. These are all said by the Veda. And Vaidika karma, not only that, we do Hamana or Sandhya Vandana only, but Panchayajna Anushtana. So, this is the base of the Sanatana Dharma. This is the base of the our as a Grihastha's life. Pancha Yajna. One is Deva Yajnam, Pujanam, Ityadi. Deva Puja, Sandhya Vandana, Gayatri Japa. And then Pidra Yajna, taking care of our father, our mother, our elders, and also doing the Tarpanadi or Shraddhadi for the all those people who are deceased. And third is known as the Rishi Yajna, studying the scriptures, practicing them, spreading them. Then fourth is known as the Bhuta Yajna. See, we should, the entire ecosystem should be protected. How we can help to to protect the ecosystem, how we can help other beings. That is also important. Then fifth is known as the Nriyajnam. How can we serve the other human beings? So every day, these 5 kinds of yajna is our duty. So Pradarvaidika karmataha. Then anusad Vedanta sanchita. So not only some going on doing some karma, but our life becomes fulfilled when we do the Vedanta Sanchintanam, the proper thinking of Vedanta. See, they say, Shastra say, Dve Vidye Veditavya. There are 2 branches of knowledge all of us should know. One is about this world, Aparavidya. It's very important. How to protect the world, how we can lead a comfortable life, dharma, artha, kama, very important. But there is something more which gives us total satisfaction. That is known as the Paravidya. Dve vidye veditavye paracha aparacha iti. So this Paravidya is known as Vedanta. Vedanam antaha sarabhutaha arthaha Vedantaha. What is the essence of, or what is the greatest vision of the Veda? Vedas talks about the Karma Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda is needed for our Chitta Shuddhi, and Upasana is needed for Chitta Ekagrata. So now our mind is Shuddha and Ekagra. Now what to do with this mind? For that, Vedanta Sanchintanam. We have to think about the Vedantic principles. Now, what is the essence of, what is the meaning of Upanishad? What is the highest goal of life? Who am I? What is this world? Who is Ishvara? What is the connection? What is the supreme purpose of life? These are all discussed in the Vedanta or Upanishad, and then Vedanta Sanchintaya. We should do the Sanchintanam, proper thinking of the Vedanta. Okay, Pradarvaidiga Karmadas Tadanusat Vedanta Sanchindaya. This portion we have actually elaborated in the last class. Then, Paschad Bharata Moksha Dharma Mananat. So, Upanishads we should study every day. Not only Upanishad, but then we should study Bharatam, Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, what is the Vishaya? Dharma. Dharma is Vishaya, Moksha Dharma Mananam. There are many portions in Mahabharata. The story of Mahabharata is very limited. But how this become the greatest work of the world? Mahabharata is the biggest epic in this entire world. Why? Because there are so much of Chintanam going on. So that Vedanta Sanchintanam in a pure form. Now, how that can be applied to our life is narrated through the Vedanta, through the Mahabharata. So that's why Srimad Bhagavad Gita comes as the part of the Mahabharatam. So Moksha Dharma Manana. In Mahabharata, there are many, many places where Moksha Dharma is discussed. So in Mahabharata, there is not only Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Then Srimad Bhagavad Gita is there, Vyadha Gita is there, Anugita is there. So many Gitas are there. And also Rishis are, so it is such a wonderful text that it is talking about the Moksha Dharma and also practical application of the great tattvas of Upanishads. So Moksha Dharma Mananat, we should do the Mananam, Dharma Mananam. Of which Dharma? Moksha Dharma. So Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. All these four Purusharthas are there, but the Parama Purushartha is Moksha. That is the highest goal of our life. So how can we, through this Dharma, Artha, Kama, how can we go beyond? So that is very beautifully explained in Mahabharatam. So every day we should read Mahabharata and do understand the tattva. So Paschad Bharata Moksha Dharma Manata. Then another every day Moksha, this Mahabharata, we need some change. Okay. Then another text is known as Vasishtha Ramayanam. It is known as Yoga Vasishtha. Sri Ramachandra is a dialogue between Sri Ramachandra in the first part with Vishwamitra, then with Vasishtha. The entire practical application of this entire philosophy is discussed here. So it's one of the highest texts of Vedanta. It is one of the highest text of yoga. It is one of the highest text of Tantra. So practical application. What are the tattva and how can that tattva be applied to our life through different stories, upakhyanas, different discourses, different very beautiful texts. So that is known as Yoga Vasishtham. So every day we read not only Upanishad, but Srimad Mahabharata also, Srimad Bhagavad Gita also Yoga Vasishtham. Yoga Vasishtha are very unique, examples, unique inspiration, and then it actually gives us so much of strength and clarity to walk the path of Upanishad, Vedanta. So we should read and study the Yoga Vasishtha. Then, okay, so the day has gone, and also we do our whatever karma we are supposed to do as a grihastha, brahmachari, vanaprastha, sannyasa. We have our own swadharma. Swadharme nidhanam shreyah, paradharmo bhayavaha. So we should take care of that also. So every day morning we got up, whatever we are supposed to do, all those karmas have done. We read Srimad, the little Upanishad Adi Vedanta Shastra, little bit of Bhagavad Gita Adi Shastra, Smriti, and then Yoga Vasishtha Adi Grantha also. Then we should take care of our daily life according to our ashrama, according to our duty in the world. Then, now it became evening. Now what we should do? Sayam, the evening, Bhagavatartha Tattva Kadhaya. See, the jnana and bhakti are the two wings of the sadhaka. So, Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayanji says that, if jnanam alone is there, no bhakti, then become very dry. And lot of bhakti is there, no jnanam, then we go into many kinds of superstitions. So, we should have a balanced life of jnana and bhakti. So, we are reading Vedanta, we are reading different kinds of Vedantic text. Along with that, we should read Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahamuni Kritam Kim Vaya Pare Ishwaraha Sadyo Hridya Varudhyadetra Kritibihi. So when we read Srimad Bhagavata with lot of that, Bhagavan himself comes and sits in our heart. Sadyo Hridya Varudhyade. When we read Srimad Bhagavata, Bhagavan appears in our heart. So, Sayam Bhagavatartha Tattva Kadhaya. This, we read Srimad Bhagavata, not only just read stories, Tattva Kadhaya. What is the Tattvam? That's why Srimad Bhagavata says in the beginning itself, what is Srimad Bhagavata? Dharma projita kaita votra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavamatramastu shivadam tapatrayo udmulanam. Here, that dharma which can remove all kinds of our tapa. What is that dharma? That is Paramahamsa dharma. That is moksha dharma. That moksha dharma is there in Srimad Bhagavata. So when we are reading Srimad Bhagavata, very good, but along with the stories and, we should understand what is the tattva. Through all this Bhagavata Katha, what tattva Shastra is trying to, put in front of us. That also we should learn, understand. So, Sayam Bhagavatartha Tattva Kadhaya. Then, Ratro Nididhyasanat. Sometimes we go on reading books after one after another, one after another, one after another. But afterwards, when we ask us, have you read that book? Yes, yes, yes. So what is there? What is there? What is there? Why? Because we are only just reading. That is not enough. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Whatever we read, whatever we hear, that we should think. What is the essence of it? What is the significance of it in our life? And so, Nitaram Dhyatum Icha Nididhyasanam. What is Nididhyasanam? Nitaram Dhyatum Icha. A desire to really meditate upon, understand the things, imbibe those values, live that life. How is it possible? Only by going deep into the tattva of this Shastra. So, Shastra, just listening is very good, but that is not enough. We have to do the contemplation of that, whatever is taught, and after contemplating, we should be able to catch the point. What is the essence of this entire Shastra? That also should be understood. So, Sayam Bhagavatartha Tattva Kathaya Ratro, in night, Nididhyasanat. So, we read, we meditate upon it, and we come to the conclusions, and then we abide in that truth. That is, Ratro Nididhyasanat. We become Nididhyasanam, Nitaram Dhyanam. So, we read, we understood, and then we meditate upon that essence of the Shastra. Ratri is a place, time where everything becomes calm and quiet, and our mind should, we should engage our mind with Nididhyasana, meditation, understanding, deep thinking of the truth which are heard in the Shastra. Sayam Bhagavatartha Tattvakathaya Ratrau Nididhyasanat Kalo Gacchatu Nasharira Bharanam Prarabdha Kandarpitam. Kalo Gacchatu. In this way, our time should pass very nicely. Kalaha Gacchatu. Anyhow, time will go. Okay? So time will pass because see, it's like that. It's each and every moment is slowly we are losing our days. Each and every moment we are. So we should live our life in such a fulfilling manner. Now, after so many births, we got this human birth, and this human birth should not just slip away from our hands. So we should use this human birth to gain the supreme. Alogachatunaha. Now, what about our Sharira Bharanam? We have to live in this world. No, it's very important to live in this world. If there is a body, then only we can think, then only we can act, we can meditate, only when we have a body which is a healthy body. Now, how that happens? Prarabdha Kandharpidam, Prarabdha Kantarpidam, Prarabdha Karmarpidam. 3 versions are there. No, prarabdha is there, prakashena rabdha karmas are there. Accordingly, we should live. It's there, prarabdhas are there. Sometimes the prarabdha makes you a king. Prarabdha sometimes makes you a minister. Sometimes prarabdha makes you a householder. Prarabdha makes you a sannyasi. According to that prarabdha, we should live. We should not. So, Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya will say, prarabdham tuya bhujyatam. We should enjoy the prarabdha, whether it is good or bad, high or low, santosha or santapa. We understand this is all a prarabdha because of our karma. It's already started. We can't do it's like a arrow which is released. When the arrow is released, it will hit the the lakshya. Like that, this is just started. Don't get worried about it. Just relax. Do our duties and offer all our karma at the lotus feet of Bhagavan, and then study the Shastras, understand the essence of the Shastras, and then try to abide in that Shastra. Live a Purna Jivitam. That is the beautiful sloka. Shall we read once more? We'll read together. Pratarvaidika karmada tadanusad vedanta sanchindaya paschad bharata moksha dharma mananad vasishtha ramayanad sayam bhagava tattva kadhaya ratro nididhyasanad kalo gacchatu nasharira bharanam prarabdha kandharpitam. We'll see the next sloka now. Now comes the Durvasana Pratikara. Removal of the Durvasana. The first verse, what we are supposed to do. Now comes, what are the Durvasanas? What are those bad vasanas because of which we are all suffering? What is the cause of samsara? See, all the Shastra is trying to tell us that Tattva Tvamasi, you are that supreme consciousness. If I am the supreme, why I am suffering? What is the nature of Brahma? Tattva Tvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. What is the nature of Brahma? Satyam Jnanamanandam Brahma. Sachidananda. That consciousness, that awareness, that existence, that bliss is my nature. But we do not feel it. Why? Because it is covered. Why we are not experiencing our true nature says because of mala. Mala means all kinds of impurities are there. Second, vikshepa. Vikshepa means the mind or our upadhis are all always shaking. Then mala vikshepa. Next is avarana. as though it is covered. Then sukhaswata, our desire to enjoy different kinds of sukha outside. Because of all these reasons, we are not able to really enjoy our true self. Okay, so first one is mala. See, suppose there is, a huge treasure. But suppose there is, 1 meter of mud over that. Although there is so much of treasure, we sit on there and then beg. Because of the mala, because of the impurities, we are not able to see that. Next is vikshepa. Suppose there is a lake, where it's very calm and quiet. If you look, you can see the bottom of the lake. But suppose it is, waves are there, or the mud is there, or waves are there. If the water is shaking, then it is not possible to see. Like that, when our antakarana becomes very calm and quiet, then we can see our true nature inside, as our own true self. But because our mind is always in agitation, we are not able to see that. So vikshepa is there. Then sukhaswata. We want to, we think that the sukha is outside the world in different bhoga. So we are constantly thinking about the sukha and trying to get that. Because of that sukhaswada, we are not able to enjoy our lives. So sukhaswada, because of that, we are not able to enjoy the true nature. Then, from avarana, it is covered. It is there, but it's covered. Because it's covered, we can't see. That's why Ishavasya says, this like the truth is as though covered by a golden sheet. Tattvam pushanapa vrinu satya dharmaya drishte. Satyasya hiranmayena patrena satyasya apihitam mukham. Satyasya mukham, the face of mukha is as though covered by a golden plate, because of which we are not able to see the truth. Oh, so what we have to do? Slowly, we have to remove the mala, vikshepa, sukhaswata, and avarana. Then, yosavaso purushaha, sohamasmi. I see that, but whom I was searching, as Ishvara, as my Ishta, as my Paramatma, we understand that is my true nature. That leads to Paramaswatandriya, Paramananda. Now, so why all this we are not able to feel? That is said in the next shloka. I will chant, please repeat. Ajnanam tyajahe manopi cha sada brahmatma sadbhavanad sangalpanagilana pityaja jaganmithyatva sambhavanad kaman sadhana sadhya dukkha nivahadhyanad ajasram tyaja krodham tukshamaya sada jahi balad lobham tu santoshatah. We'll chant together. Ajnanam tyajahe manopi cha sada brahmatma sadbhavanat sangalpanagilana pityaja jaganmithyatva sambhavanat kaman sadhana sadhya dukkha nivahadhyanad ajasram tyaja krodham tukshamaya sada jahi balad lobham tu santoshatah. We'll first say the general meaning of this. Ajnanam tyajahe manu. Here, in our version, which is the book you have, the paper you have, it is mano apicha. But another version is there. Ajnanam tyajahe mano mama. Instead of apicha, that version is mama. Ajnanam tyajahe mano mama. Mama manaha. That's a nice version, better version. Brahmatma sadbhavanat. So first, what is the root cause of all our trouble? Yoga Sutra says there are panchakleshaha. We are all suffering from 5 causes of distress. We are not able to realize our true nature because avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. There are panchakleshaha. But actually, this panchakleshas comes from ajnana or avidya. So what is the root cause of our suffering? Our root cause of our suffering is avidya, ajnanam. Ajnanam means what? Ignorance, ajnana. Ignorance of self. Here, in Vedanta Shastra, when we say ajnanam, it is not the ajnana of anything. Ajnanam means ajnanam of self. No, forgetfulness of one's own true nature. Who we are. We are that Sachidananda Paramatma, Shivoham. But now we think that Shavoham. We forgot that we are Shiva. And then because of that, we feel that we are limited beings. No, now, Ajnanam Tyaja. The most important thing or the highest point of spiritual life is it's not that we have to create something. We are already that Sachidananda Paramatma. But we think that we are this Sharira, Mano, Buddhi, etc. We think that we are a Jiva. We think that we are an identified consciousness with this. That's all. I am this Sharira, I am this mind, I am this Buddhi. That's all. That's how we think. So this is known as Ajnanam. We forgot who we are, and then because we forgot whom we are, then now we think that Dehadishu Atma Buddhi. We are that Shiva. That Shiva Jnana is, we have forgot somehow. Because of that, we think that Deha, Sharira, Manu, Buddhi. In all that, we get Atma Buddhi. This is me. Not only in Sharira, in our house, in our car, in our children, wife, husband, all of them also our, Mamattua. And then we think that is me. That is known as the Ajnanam. So Ajnana 2 ways. 1, forgetfulness of the self, and wrong identification with Anatma. So that is Ajnanam. Ajnanam tyajahe mano mama manaha. Oh, my dear mind, what is the greatest thing to do? Ajnanam tyaja. Give one, the wrong identification with body, mind, and intellect and all that. And also because of why it came, because of this wrong identification, because I forgot my true nature. So this Ajnanam tyaja. How? Sada Brahma Atma Sadbhavanat. That Brahman, Sachidananda Paramatma is me. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. I am not, no Mano Buddhi Hankara Chittani Naham. Nacha Shrotra Jihve, Nacha Grana Netre, Nacha Vyoma Bhumir, na Bhumir, na Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham. I am not this. I am not what is seen. I am the seer. No, I'm not the drishya, I'm the drashta. With this sadbhavana, continuous, remembering, continuously remembering this Atma, Brahma, Atma, Sadbhava. Brahman itself is Atma. Atma and Brahma are not things, not two things. No, Jiva eva. Param Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. I am not a Jiva. I am that supreme consciousness. With this constant remembrance of why we got into this Ajnana, because we are thinking Sharira Mano Buddhi. Now we have to give a remedy. What is the remedy for this? To remove this Ajnanam, We have to Brahma, Atma, Sadbhavanat. Oneness of Brahman and Atma. This, this constant remembrance of oneness, Brahmatma Ekatvam, Aikyam. This has to be gone on and on and on. That is the remedy for the ajnana. Ajnanam tyajahe manopi mama. Sada Brahm, not now and then, Sada, always. Brahmatma Sadbhavanat. Sankalpan aghilana pityaja. Now, because of ajnana, what happens? Sankalpas, thought modification, different kinds of thoughts starts to manifest. Sankalpa. So, because of ajnanam, sankalpa. Because of sankalpa, kama, krodha, lobha. This is how samsara. Because ajnanam is there, because of the ajnana, what happens? Sankalpa. Different kinds of thought modification manifest in our heart. Sankalpa. And from sankalpa, kama. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sankasteshu upajayate. That is dhyayana. Vishaya dhyanam is sankalpa. So when we are constantly thinking about the world and the people and things and then connections and past and present and future, then what happened? Sankalpan. That's how we get attached with the world. Because when the attachment, then kama, krodha, lobha, they all manifest and we are caught up in the samsara. So this ajnana, because of the ajnana is the root cause, because of the ajnana, how it manifests as sankalpaha. Sankalpaha means samyak kalpayati. The mind is projecting. The mind is getting attached with. The wrong kinds of thoughts are manifesting. Sankalpan, aghilan. Aghilan sankalpan tyajan. No, first sankalpa is, I am a jiva. Because I am a jiva, then slowly I am this sharira. Then I am karta, I am the doer. Aham bhokta, I am the enjoyer. And then aham sukhi, I am now happy. Aham dukhi, mana, apamana. All these are sankalpa. Sankalpan tyaja. Akhilan sankalpa. Sankalpa based on the sharira. Sankalpas based on our prana. Sankalpas based on our andakarana, mana. Sankalpas based on our buddhi. All these sankalpas, thoughts, thought modifications. Teja, how can I give up sankalpa? Jagat mithyatva sambhavana. This jagat is a mithya. Now comes a big problem. See, many people, they hate Vedanta because they think that Vedanta is telling that this all world is unreal, Yes, unreal, but they think that the Vedanta says this world is false, not there. How can you say that this is not there? See, this mithya is a very technical word. There are 3 words in Vedanta: Sat, Asat, Mithya. Sat means that which is there, actually there. Asat means that which is not there. Mithya, it is there, but if you inquire, then it disappears. Like when we are walking, we see, a serpent is there. We got frightened. We brought a torch and saw that it was only a rope. So when we saw the serpent was truth. We experienced it. But when we did the parikshana, examination, then we come to know that is only a rope. Like that, this entire prapancha. You see, don't take up Vedanta. Think in the way of chemistry or physics. No, this all world, whatever we see, they're all molecules. What is molecule? Molecules are atoms. What is an atom? Atom means, there are protons and neutrons and electrons and positrons and so many things. So what are they? That is nothing but negative energy and positive energy. So what is actually there? And actually, in between, the real padartha, what they say, is very little. And then shunyam is there in between. Actually, what we see, Please think, even with the help of physics or chemistry, you will see that Jagat is not as it seems. Anything what we see is not actually as it seems. You think about protons and neutrons and electrons and that space between them, and then there are all those things. And what is that? It's energy. That's why energy can be converted into matter, matter can be. So how we see is not the right thing. That is not a mithya. जैसे देखते हैं वैसा नहीं है. As we see, so it is not. That's all. So what we think as Jagat, and we think that this is Satyam, because of the Satyatva Buddhi of the Jagat, we have all these kinds of sankalpa. When we understand that this is a projection of the mind, not only our individual mind, the total mind also. And it keeps on changing. Jagati gacchati iti Jagat. That which is constantly changing is known as Jagat. So, Jagat mithyatva sambhavana. By sambhavana, by thinking of the Jagat mithyatva, that Jagat is something which is much more than what we think, or it is not as we see. By understanding this, we'll be able to reduce our sankalpa. Sankalpana gilana pityaja Jagan mithyatva sambhavanad. Then, Kaman sadhana sadhya dukkha nivahadhyanad ajasram tyaja. Now, ajnana, from ajnana sankalpa starts to manifest as kama, desires. Desires for, for sukha, desire for nama, name, fame, desire for kama, desire for kanchana, wealth, and then different kinds of enjoyment, pleasures. Mind is always craving for. It's always thinking about how can I get this, how can I get that. So I think that I am apurnaha. I want purnatva. For that I want this, I want kama. So ajasram tyaja. We have to give up the kama. How? Sadhana sadhya dukkha nivahadhyanat. See, sadhanas are there, things are there. Now we have to put effort to get that. And then, that's not for 1 minute. It is constantly nivahadhyana. Nivaha. So always, if we want to fulfill our karma, one after another, we have to engage ourselves in different things. So because of that, what happens? Our mind becomes so much of karma, so much of desires, so much of attachments. Now it is, we see, why are we doing all this? Why we go after different objects of the world? Because we think that we get sukha from that. But please understand that the sukha is one's own true nature. Sukha is not outside. The word sukha, the meaning of the word is sukham. Kham means akasha, space. Su means sushtu, clear. So what is the meaning of sukham? Clear sky. Which is this clear sky? Inside sky. When the sukha is not outside, sukha is inside. And my true nature is the sukha. When I understand that the sukha is not something which I get outside, I am already Ananda Swarupi, then our mind is not running after different objects. So that karma, slowly understanding this, we'll be able to control and all the karma get reduced. So karma and sadhana sadhya dukkha nivahadhyana. All the karmas are destroyed by understanding sadhana sadhya dukkha. Sadhana, and something which has to be, to enjoy something, we need sadhana. And then we have to get that thing. And then we have to, it's not that I'm very hungry, I want to have a cup of coffee. To get coffee, you need so many things. And now you need fire, you need milk, you need this and that, and then coffee powder, and then sometimes it becomes bad, sometimes it becomes good, and then mood also. Sometimes we enjoy it. And like that one after another. So it's depending upon many factors. And we understand that actually this Sukha which I am searching is inside. So, Kaman sadhana sadhya dukkha nivaha dhyanad. Understanding this. Ajasram, always understand that the sadhana is very difficult and is not needed when Ananda is there. Tyaja. So, Kamam tyaja. Then comes Krodha. Srimad Bhagavad Gita says, Trividham narakasyedam dwaram nashanam atmanah. Kama krodha tadha lobha tasmad edatrayam tyaje. There are three things which destroy us, which takes us to naraka, which takes us to dukkha. Which are they? Kamaha, krodha, lobha. We have desires. Now suppose that desire is not fulfilled, then we get krodha. Suppose we fulfill our kama, then it becomes lobha. No, we want more and more and more. So if we fulfill our kama, lobha will happen. Desire, or we want more and more and more. Or if we are not able to desire, krodha. So krodham tu kshamaya sada jahi. Jahi, destroy. What? Krodham jahi. Conquer the krodha, anger. Krodham, anger. Kshamaya. The kshama have two meanings. One is forgiveness. Another is patience. It's not that everything will happen like that. No, we study Vedanta, one Vedanta text, and nothing is happening. We give up. No, should have kshama, patience. And so with others, we should have great patience with ourselves. With others, we should. So forgiveness and patience, these two together known as kshama. With that, we have to conquer our anger, krodham. Then, lobham tu santoshata, greediness. We want more and more. And no, if we get 10, we want 100, 100,000, 1,000, lakhs, lakhs, crores. So, santoshataha, with contentment, santosha, contentment, we should be able to conquer lobham. There were the asuras and devatas and manushya. They went to their father, Brahmaji, and said, we are not happy. He said, you stay with us, stay with me for one few years. They stayed with them for some years. Then he said, you can now ask. So they said that we are not happy. So from Brahmaji's mouth, only one word came, the. Now, he looked at the devatas, understood? Yes. What is that? Damaha. Their problem was kama. How kama has to be controlled. Damaha. Looked at the Rakshasas, understood? Yes. What is that? Their problem was krodha. That krodha has to be controlled by daya. You see, all the words are starting with da. Damaha, daya. And he looked at the human beings, understood? Yes. Their main problems, of course, kama krodhas are there, but then their other problem is known as lobha. Now, how can we control? By danam. So, damaha, daya, danam. See, these all three, devata, manushya, and asuras are vrittis, modifications, sankalpa. These are all there in us. Deva vritti is also there, manushya vritti is also there, Rakshasa vritti is also there. So when we are in krodha, Rakshasa vritti. Kama, Deva vritti. When we are in lobha, that is Manushya vritti. So with daya, dama, danam, we have to control and overcome them. So that's a beautiful story from the Upanishad also. So what is the root cause is ajnana. But now to directly attack ajnana is not easy. So, what is the manifestation of ajnana? The manifestation is ajnana is sankalpa. And because of sankalpa, what happens? Kama, krodha, lobha happens. So we should first start with kama, krodha, lobha. Try to control or overcome. This control is not enough. First, we have to control, anchor, have to control. Then we have to overcome them with right understanding. So how to, with kshama, with understanding that we have to overcome krodha, lobham to santor, contentment. Because see, when everything, even if you get everything, we could be still unhappy. And we can be very happy with whatever little bit comes to us because of our prarabdha. With that contentment, we have to cross over the lobha. And with the kshama, we have to conquer the krodha. And with the understanding that this entire things to get is very difficult and it creates more complications, we have to overcome kama. So kama, krodha, lobha, slowly we goes to the sankalpa, and then by controlling and overcoming sankalpa, we should be able to eliminate ajnana. A very beautiful verse. We'll chant it together. Ajnanam tyajahe manopi cha sada brahmatma sadbhavanat sankalpanaghilana pityaja jagan mithyatva sambhavanat kaman sadhana sadhya dukkha nivahadhyanad ajasram tyaja krodham tu kshamaya sada jahi balad lobham tu santoshatah. Very beautiful verses. More verses are there that we will see in the next session. Hari Om.
The world should not cut you down. Understand it is its nature. It's the nature of the ocean to have waves. And if you want to take a bath in the sea, you must know how to play with the waves. Don't stand there like a piece of rock, complaining each wave dashing on you. Your complaint will not stop the waves coming. Understand that is the nature of the waves, nature of the sea. Learn to play with the waves. Jump over it. If the wave is too big, you duck under it. No wave can stand right on top of you to punish you. They are agama, anitya. They are impermanent. They come and go. Learn to play with the waves. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the sea bath. But if you stand there and complain, is there a God? What is the justice? Why am I being beaten down? You will be beaten down. Just as the rocks on the on the sides are being beaten up by the waves, you will be also beaten up, blue and red. The waves have no compassion. It has its rhythm. If you want to play with them, you have to enter into their rhythm. Similarly, in the world of happenings around, if you stand there as incompetent fool and complain that my life is like that, everything is tragic, is more and more tragedy you are inviting upon yourself. Face them diligently, understanding that this is the game. Nothing is permanent in the world. The infinite reality alone is permanent. And that permanent reality, no harm shall ever come to it. That is my true nature. Understanding that, act on in the world outside. Now then the question is, how am I to act? Action doesn't mean, as I already told you, mere movement of your hands. That is mere action. Intelligent action is called work. Fulfill your duties, that is your work. And that is not merely by a physical movement, but also there must be an intelligent approach to it. the right mental attitude in your activities, then alone it becomes intelligent work, creative work.
Hariom. So that was a very beautiful message by Gurudev also, much in line with what what Swamiji was speaking. Now we will conclude with Totakashtakam. विविधाखिल शास्त्र सुधा जलधे महितोपनिषत् कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं शरणं भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् करुणावरुणालय पालय माम् भवसागर दुःखविदूनहृदम् रचयाखिलदर्शन तत्त्वविदम् भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निजबोध विचारण चारुमते कलयेश्वर जीव विवेकविदम् भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भव एव भवानिति मे नितरा समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजल भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् सुकृतेऽधिकृते बहुधा भवतु भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसच्चलतः अहिमांशुर्वात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् गुरुपुङ्गवपुङ्गवकेतनते समतामयतां नहि कोऽपि सुधीः शरणागतवत्सलतत्त्वनिधे भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् भवशङ्कर मे भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम् विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् भव शङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् ॐ पूर्णमदं पूर्णमिदं ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Thank you everyone. If you have any questions, do write in. Also, we are having some courses coming up now. Do look into the broadcast messages that SIF sends out and do register and spread word about the courses. Hari Om. Let's meet in the next monthly sadhana session.